This is FBI Breaking News.
Hi, my name is Pearl Kupe. We are here at Protea Fire and Ice Hotel, Menlyn, and I'm here along with other believers representing the body of Christ concerning the discussion that is currently being held on comprehensive sexuality education. And I must say from the outset, there's about 150 people, and the invitation was extended to religious leaders and to traditional leaders. And from the very outset, I think I was a bit discouraged, in fact, quite discouraged, because we were advised and told that this was to be some sort of a consultation. But immediately we found out that this was not a consultation, but this was actually really an advice. So in other words, comprehensive sexuality education is not open for discussion. It's something that the Department of Basic Education and UNESCO, together with UNESCO, have already decided that this is what is going to be rolled out. And in fact, they've already rolled out this program in some schools. And so that was very discouraging to find out that our presence was really much more of a decorative. It was a decoration, because in their view, nothing we can say at this point is going to change the fact that they're rolling out CSE. So that to me means that as a body of Christ, options that are open to us must be legal options. Certainly, some of us need to look at legal options in terms of coming together to file a class suit, or even suits as individuals, because as parents we were not sufficiently consulted. As the body of Christ, we were not sufficiently consulted. What has taken place this morning has been a number of presentations presented to us by various stakeholders, most of them coming from the body of Christ, and some of them, surprisingly, who are also pastors. I think 2 or 3 of them who are driving the program, the CSE program, are bishops. And so we have been told what CSE is and what it is not. There was a presentation allegedly debunking some of the myths, presenting certain statistics, and of course the foundation that they are putting forth to actually say this is why the need for CSE is they are saying that there's been a very sharp increase in HIV/AIDS infections, especially amongst the young people, age groups 10 to 14. And they also say that there's been a very sharp rise in pregnancies, especially amongst the young people. Now, I'd like to say this as the body of Christ. Are we concerned about the rise in HIV/AIDS infections and teenage pregnancies? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're very concerned. And I believe that as the church, actually, we need to get more involved and proactive in bringing resolutions and solutions to this. However, I would also like to say, do we think that teaching CSE and distributing condoms and inviting children to have sex, which is what I see, do we think that that is the solution to decreasing the number of HIV/AIDS infections and to decreasing teenage pregnancies? Absolutely not. You do not stop a problem by opening a door for greater increase. Thankfully, I had an opportunity to speak. Myself, Reverend Kenneth Mishre, also representing the ACDP, spoke. Representing 4SA is Michael Swain and Danielle. They also spoke. And myself and Errol Naidu, also is representing Family Policy Institute, also spoke. One of the things I mentioned in speaking was that the statistics that have been presented by the DBE and UNESCO are faulty. They are alleging that the decrease in HIV/AIDS infections is because of the CSE program they are rolling out. And one of the things I put to them, which nobody has negated as yet, is that Uganda is the nation in Africa that was hit with the highest HIV/AIDS pandemic. It was the first nation in Africa to suffer a great pandemic. And Uganda rolled out a program and is currently known as the one nation that effectively seriously reduced the number of HIV/AIDS infections to almost zero. How did Uganda do it? And this is important because as African nations, we must develop African solutions for Africa. And African solutions come with values. We have a value system in Africa that we cannot allow to be adulterated and compromised. A value system that is based on righteousness, a value system that is rooted in Ubuntu, a value system that is connected to kingdom values. How did Uganda do it? Uganda did it by bringing in morality. When other nations were rolling out ABC, abstain, be faithful, and condomize, Uganda took the C out. And they said there are only two options to fighting the HIV/AIDS pandemic, and that is A and B. Abstain if you're not married, and be faithful also if you are married and you have one partner. And that is what we are proposing today as the body of Christ. We want to rally the body of Christ to say, let's rally behind our values, our kingdom principles and standards. Let us not give room to immorality. Opening the door to immorality is not going to lower HIV/AIDS infections, nor is it going to lower teenage pregnancies. Teaching our children, taking responsibility personally to teach our children morality and good values, and going the Uganda way of bringing morality instead of immorality in is the way to go. So I want to challenge you, South Africa. Let's hold hands. Let's be in unity. This is about a legacy that we must leave. This is about accountability. It's about responsibility. It's about looking and taking care of the next generation. There is a problem with immorality. You see sex everywhere, sex on the TV, sex in adverts, everything about sex, pornography everywhere. We need to close that door, and to open sex in the schools now is just going to increase our problem. So I really hope that we'll be mobilized, and each of us will take responsibility at an individual level as well as at a corporate level and as a church, that we will be the voice and we will be those who will stand on behalf of the voiceless, to stand for righteousness, to stand for morality in this time.